Okay, so we are going to grow yeast, specifically baker's yeast. You want to take one of these packets of baker's yeast, put it into a bowl, a cup, a bottle, and then we're going to put a spoonful of sugar. This is just white sugar that I have in a bag so that you can see it, a packet or a spoon of yeast, a spoonful of sugar, and we're going to activate the yeast by adding warm water. Now, it's really important that the water is warm, not hot. You should be able to put your finger in it and it won't burn. It feels just warm. Ideally, this is 110 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's what I've done here. In this larger bowl, you can see it's foaming, frothing away. The yeast has been activated. I'll cut into this foam. I activated it maybe 3-4 minutes ago, and it's been sitting here. This was indeed water at 110 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the same as 43 degrees Celsius. Now, I did another one, yeast, sugar, and water. This one was cold at 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius. You see the cold water doesn't wake the yeast up from its state of hibernation. It's a little bit like a sleeping bear. The spring comes, it starts to warm up, it wakes up, it wants to eat some food, but we got to get the temperature up ideally to about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 43 degrees Celsius. They say that it starts to die if you get any warmer than 120 degrees Celsius, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, excuse me, which would be 49 degrees Celsius. So it's got to be warm, not hot. You know, again, you can stick your finger in it. If it's too hot, you comfortably put your finger in. It's not right. You want warm water, not hot water. But ideally, if you have a thermometer, 110 degrees Fahrenheit, 43 degrees Celsius. Now, once the yeast is activated, it's going to start to consume sugar as well as oxygen. So I have it sitting off here to the side. I put the activated yeast mixture into a bottle. I immediately put a balloon on top of that bottle. And you can see here that the balloon is basically inflated backwards. The bottle is all crushed in. What's inside the bottle is at much lower pressure than the atmosphere. And the reason for that is that the yeast consumed all of the oxygen, right? So when you get it activated, again, you notice that I'm activating it here in the open atmosphere. It's going to consume oxygen for some time, and then it's going to switch into anaerobic mode. It's going to stop consuming oxygen. It's going to start producing more carbon dioxide gas. And I have another one here. I activated it. Now I waited some hours before putting the balloon on. This balloon I put on it while it was consuming oxygen. You can see how the balloon went in. This one I waited some hours. It stopped consuming oxygen. I waited some hours. Then I put the balloon on, and we get a sense of how much gas was generated by the size of the balloon. So these are some of the basics that you can use to get started with growing yeast. And again, you want to start by just getting it activated. You want some warm water, yeast, and sugar. See if you can get it going, and we will design some experiments around growing yeast going from here.